Previously on Survival Roleplay. Well, this must be it. Peter's big farm. Oh, I see a combine. So he's got a JCB fast track, a Case 5150. We've seen this one before. This is his latest to the fleet, the 7810. And then he's got this massive class combine, the 218. This is the 4755. Ah, this is Dennis's equipment. Finally, I've been able to see Peter's main farm. Auntie, you're home.
Oh, hello, Win.
What happened in court?
I've been given a fine, but thankfully I'm free to come home. But we still have a problem. If we can't find a way to make some money fast, then I'm afraid we'll have no choice but to sell the farm.
This does sound like a bit of a pickle. Well, thankfully I do have a solution. My solution is that they rent it out to me. I'll farm it for them. Basically a tenancy agreement.
Well, you mark my words. There's no tenancy agreement happening here.
I've discussed the tenant farming idea with Dennis.
And how did it go?
We'll do it.
After all we've been through, and my wife has still gone against me. Hey, hang on. Where are the brakes? Good grief. Oh, blimey.
Ah, what a beautiful day. Now I've got to harvest the wheat field for Uncle Dennis. It is possibly the only harvest that we're going to do for him, but I'll explain more in just a minute. First of all, we have to see if the combine will start. Wow, first time. So yeah, I need to get it into the field. Because of the size of the header, we're going to have to drive it actually into the crop so that we can fit it. If we were to fit it in the yard, then we wouldn't actually be able to get into the field because of this track being so narrow. I don't know how wide the previous header was on Uncle's combine, the New Holland that was parked here, the one that was either scrapped or stripped for spares. I would have thought it would have been a fairly similar size, so he must have also driven into the field to fit the header, I guess. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to harvest this. I was actually expecting Peter to arrive over half an hour ago now. It's now gone 9. He said he was going to be here at 8:30, but I guess he's busy with something else. So we're into the field. It will crush a bit of the crop, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue, hopefully. I just won't tell Uncle. So take the pin out. There's the header. Now we need to get back into the combine, spin round, and then we can attach it. Oh yeah, and I have to plug the hydraulics in as well. So as I said, I'm expecting Peter. He said he's got something incredibly important to tell me about, and he's wondering if I'm going to agree to it. I don't know what that thing is just yet. Okay, so we'll just attach this hose. There we go. I think we are ready to reverse away from the header trailer. I must remember that's there. I don't want to start harvesting the trailer. That would be no good. Right. Let me just make sure I've got everything set up. I've been told to chop it. Yep. We're chopping. Brilliant. Okay, so let's get this all harvested for Uncle. Should bring some money in for him. So yeah, it's been a few weeks since the incident where Dennis drove my Land Rover into the lake. Now thankfully it's been assessed and it's not too serious. the garage even had it running. So I don't know how it runs after going for a swim, but it does. They said there's a few more things they've got to fix. I think the electrical issues, but it's apparently not going to be too expensive, and it will be ready for me to use again fairly soon. Now, Auntie is absolutely furious with him, and there's been a few arguments. Not with me, Auntie and Uncle arguing. Basically, he just got so upset, I think, about Auntie agreeing to the farm tenancy after he said no. I didn't know he'd said no, but he had done, apparently. But she went ahead and just said yes anyway, so it really did make him quite angry. I don't know why he took my Land Rover, though. I guess it was the closest one to him. I don't know. But yeah, well, they don't have any money really, but they said that they would be willing to pay for the repairs. I said it's alright, but I don't know. Yeah, I haven't even tried to speak to my insurance company about it. It probably wouldn't be covered. So at the moment I'm paying, but, well, we'll see. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going with this, and we'll wait for Peter to arrive. I'm guessing he's just got held up with something. After all, he just run 2 farms. He's a very busy man. We're getting there, almost done, and I've just seen Peter's arrived. Good timing. So we'll go and find out exactly what he wants to talk about in just a minute. Hopefully it's good news, not bad news. I really don't want to have any bad news. Seems to be all we ever get round here. Okay, spin round, and then we're done. And looks like with the position he's put that trailer in, I might be able to unload over the wall. Because yeah, Peter is doing the carting for Uncle. I'm not too sure exactly how the money works with that. I'm guessing he's charging him like a transportation fee. Right, let's put the auger out. If I've pressed the right button. Oh, I did, nice. Some of the labels have come off. Right. Can we reach? It's probably pushing it. Oh, we can reach. Nice. Well, it looks like it yielded quite well. I know that this field didn't have as much fertiliser on it as it could have had. Right, well there we go. We're done. I'll just take the header off really quickly and then I'll speak to Peter. Don't want to keep him waiting. There we go. Now then, Win, how was that harvest for you? It was very good, Peter. It seemed to yield quite well. Anyway, you wanted to discuss something important. I'm all ears. Oh, yes. Yes, I have spoken to both your auntie and uncle last night, and we've come to an agreement. We're going to start the tenancy. So from now on, your farm manager. What, you mean I'm actually running this farm on my own? You've got it in one. You are the farm manager, you're going to make all the decisions, and you can do whatever you want with the fields. Oh, Peter, that is just unbelievable. How did you convince Uncle? Oh, he is a tough one to convince, but once I explained to him how much work he would have to do if he didn't agree to this, he just caved in. Quite simple, really. Oh, well, that does sound like Uncle. Thank you so much, Peter. That is just incredible. I must tell you, though, that I have no experience with animals. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Your uncle sold them a few days ago. Oh, did he? I hadn't even noticed, to be honest. Well, that makes it easier, because I really wouldn't know where to start with animals. Don't worry, Win. You've got this. And remember, spend the money wisely. Money? What money? As I said, your farm manager. This farm now officially has £30,000 in the bank. Don't spend it all at once. Make wise choices. I will spend it incredibly wisely. Thanks again, Peter. Oh, what about Uncle's machinery? He said he might sell it at some point in the future, but for the time being, you're free to use it. This keeps getting better and better. Well, I guess I have some fields to manage. Win, here is a map of the farm. Your uncle and auntie own more than you might think. Oh my goodness. So all these fields he's just left? Just for weeds to grow? I'm afraid so. You've got a lot of work to do. I would strongly advise cultivating many of those grass fields up. Since you have this combine here, you want to be drilling as many arable crops as possible. Anyway, I'll leave it with you. If you need any more help, just give me a call. I think I need to lie down. After all that news. Oh no, I better not do that. That sounds like Dennis. He always needs to lie down. But seriously, that was not the news I was expecting. That is phenomenal. I can't believe I'm already farm manager. I know it's a small farm. Kind of. Bigger than I thought. But still, I only came here for a sort of part-time job sort of thing, and I'm just so happy about it. It's amazing. Well, I need to really work hard for Peter, because he could just as easily get rid of me if I'm not performing correctly. So, yeah. Let's make this farm a success. I just keep thinking that I'm going to have to wait for somebody to tell me what to do, but I'm actually going to have to make the decisions and decide which crops go in which field. I think, as this field here has always been a grass field, that can remain grass. But I think probably all the others, which haven't had animals in the past, I'm going to cultivate up and put crops in. As it's August, it means that we're going to be able to drill fairly soon, so I really need to get cracking with the cultivating. This silage is still here. Now, I'm not too sure exactly what the situation is with that. Maybe Peter wants it for his animals, but if not, we can possibly load this up into a trailer and sell it. So a trailer would be something that we should be buying anyway, since this farm doesn't have one, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I think it's a good job that Dennis has sold the animals. Obviously, that's to fund legal fees for Auntie and other things, so they can survive, basically. But I wouldn't know where to start with them. Maybe we can get animals again in the future. But first, let's work on the arable side of things. And yes, if Dennis needs the money for the tractors, fair enough, he'll have to sell them too. Although maybe we can buy them from him at the right price. So, yeah, I think let's just have a look around. Let's have a look at the fields that I've not really been to before, now that I have a map. We'll take the 135, because I'm going to have to cultivate those fields anyway. I can see on the map there is quite a big one. Obviously cultivating that is going to be a bit of a challenge, but that's the one I'm going to go to first, because that would be a perfect field for arable. Now I don't know if we can get there by going that way. I'm actually going to go... Actually, let me just have a look. I'll go on foot. I'm proceeding on foot, but we might have to access it from the road. The map isn't detailed enough to be able to see gates. Yep, so that's the one we've already cultivated, but no, there is no other gate here, I don't think, unless we can go through this field into it. Well, there is this field, so that's a start. This field here. Wow. Well, really, I think all three, like that one, which we've done, thankfully, this one and that one. Can I just climb over here? It's a bit prickly, but ow, ow, that hurt. But this is it. This field would be absolutely perfect to plough up, cultivate up, and drill a crop in. I think it is a bit much for the 135, but I know that the dealership up the road does rent out machinery, so we can maybe rent a machine, which will be much cheaper than buying one, because £30,000 is not a massive amount to run a farm on, so we must be careful, because I learnt a lot at college. So yes, I think probably renting short term is going to be helpful. We might be able to drill it with our own machine, but also, yes, Uncle's drill isn't massive. But yes, I'm hoping that we can use that for some other fields. And look, he's got another one there, and we've got the gate here, so this is how I can bring the machinery in. I don't know how I've never actually noticed this, because it is on the main track. But at least it's not a public road, so we're not going to have to contend with traffic on here. That's good. Okay, so another field which I have never seen before. Big crow there. It's something we're going to have to do in stages. Some fields can be drilled in the spring, but it would be good to get a winter crop in as well. Some winter wheat. It's just so fun exploring the farm properly. I felt so limited before because of Uncle being Uncle. Oh, this is the one that he cultivated up. So he's done some work for me. Actually, he's done a pretty good job. It looks pretty good. So these fields are ready to go. So maybe we can just do cultivating in one field this side of winter, and then work on the others in the new year. And of course that's going to need to be cultivated up again, and we're going to have to buy fertiliser and seed, all that sort of stuff. And is that field included over there? No, that's not part of Uncle's farm and Auntie's farm. I always want to say Uncle because it was always Uncle who was there. Auntie's always more around the house, but of course it is both of theirs. And I'm not even too sure where they are. The car's here. See if anybody is in. Nobody's answering. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they've gone for a long walk? I don't know. Yeah, if they're not back soon, I'll try and find out where they are. But anyway, yeah, I think probably what we'll do is we will go down here, because I want to be doing a smaller field with this cultivator. The one which we've already done was about the right sort of size for this machine. Same with the one Uncle did. Let's just drive through. Just have a drive through all of these fields. Maybe we don't want to rush and get rid of them all. Maybe having some grass is going to be good. Yeah, this one seems like a good one to do now, I would say. But the question is, how many fields should we keep as grass? What should Win do? Choose wisely. This one I'm certainly getting rid of. But we will keep a grass headland. Always good to keep that for several reasons. Also, we're cultivating the weeds up. But I'm sure plenty of weeds will grow again if I don't spray herbicide. We will have to put herbicide on. I know it seems a bit wasteful, cultivating up the grass, but it's low quality, as Uncle said, and it is full of weeds, and unwanted weeds too, toxic ones. well, I'm going to do this, and I'll see if I can get finished by 2? We'll see if we're done by 2. We're progressing well. I was thinking it might be good to have a farm mobile phone for when we're working in the fields. It would have to come out of the £30,000. Problem is, mobile phones are so expensive. I was actually reading an article in the newspaper the other day, and apparently, in a few years' time, there may be a mobile phone with a camera, so you can take photos in the field. It'd be incredible. I can't imagine how much it would cost as well. Maybe by the year 2000 there'll be a camera phone. This year they're supposed to be releasing a mobile phone with a colour screen, but I think we're a long way off that. I will not be buying a phone with a colour screen. Just a phone that I can make calls on is all we need, but that'll still be a few £100. Anyway, there we go. That field is finished. That's good. So we have 3 fields cultivated, 4 which can have crops in. So we are doing well. But it still leaves quite a few fields with just weeds and long grass in. Okay, I'm not too concerned about closing these gates too much because there's no animals around. I'll close that one. There's no need to close the other one. But I think I need to sit there and look at the farm map again and decide which grass fields are going to have which crops in and which ones are going to stay with grass. Like that one there with the animal troughs in, that's staying as grass because that could have animals in it again in the future. Right, so I'm going to go and put this back in the shed. We'll do that very soon, that field. Also, maybe, as that tractor there, the 250, it's not going to be moving bales again for a while. So maybe we could start to use that as a cultivating and drilling tractor. I would like to speak to Dennis. Where is he? He's usually in here. But not today. It's funny that he's not here and the car is here. Interesting. Well, I haven't seen anybody, but then I've been down there, so they might have come home. Let's just try again. Let's knock on the door. Uncle, you are in there.
Of course I'm in here.
Have you been sleeping?
Oh, aye. A well-deserved rest.
Of course. Well, first of all, thank you for agreeing to the farm tenancy. This farm is going to succeed now, I can assure you.
Well, I'm glad you're so confident.
I am. Peter has been amazing. So, anyway, is Auntie in?
No. No, she's not in.
Where is she?
Well, I think she's gone to stay at her sister's, because a car came, and the person in it said, "Hello, sister. I've come to take you to my house."
Yeah, it's quite a giveaway, isn't it? Surely you know what your wife's sister looks like.
Well, I've got an inkling.
Well, sorry to disturb you anyway, Uncle. That reminds me about my Land Rover. It's going to be ready soon, apparently.
Oh, aye. I am sorry. I took it out on the wrong person.
But you have made up with Auntie, haven't you?
Well, it depends what you mean by made up.
You've fixed things, you come to an agreement?
Not exactly, no.
Oh, Uncle, that's terrible. Please, try and stick together.
I'll try. Don't worry.
So much to plan. But first, I'm going to have a nap.